Hello friends, I am from Biology faculty of QLS Academy. Today we are going to learn about components of food. I am sure you will all enjoy today's learning. Let's start with our lesson of today. In previous lesson, we learned about different types of nutrients such as carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals present in the food we eat. We also learned to test the different nutrients present. But have you ever wondered what does each of these nutrients do to our body? Why do we need these varieties of nutrients? Why can't we just eat only carbohydrates or just proteins? Obviously, each of these nutrients perform different functions in our body. Now, what do various nutrients do to our body? Each and every living organism, from microscopic bacteria to mammals like elephant, requires food to survive. Food comprises of 6 important nutrients: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals and water. Nutrients are essential to perform various metabolic activities. Now first, let's talk about carbohydrates. These are compounds made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Carbohydrates are one of the main type of nutrients. They are the most important source of energy for your body. Your digestive system changes carbohydrates into glucose, that is blood sugar. Your body uses this sugar for energy for your cells, tissues and organs. It stores any extra sugar in your liver and muscles for when it is needed. Carbohydrates are present in rice, wheat, jowar, maize and other type of grains. Next is proteins. Proteins are formed by carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. Proteins are large, complex molecules that play crucial role in our body. They do most of the work in the cells and are required for the structure, function and regulation of the body's tissues and organs. Proteins act as building blocks and serve as materials helping in the growth and repair of the body's cells and tissues. In an emergency, they may also get oxidized to release energy. Proteins are made up of hundreds or thousands of smaller molecules called as amino acids. Remember, amino acids, which are attached to one another in a long chain. Proteins help in the formation of hair, nails, etc. They also help our body in the synthesis of antibodies. Now, what are antibodies? Antibodies provide resistance against germs. Since proteins are the building blocks, they are required for children who are in the stages of growth. Food rich in proteins include lean meat, fish, eggs, milk, cheese, peas, etc. Next is fats. All natural food contains some form of fat. It is a food because both plants and animals use fat as the most economical way to store energy. It is needed for their growth, development and function where there is shortage of food supply. The extra calories that we consume but do not need to use immediately are stored for future use in specialized fat cells called as adipose tissue. Common food rich in fats include milk, cheese, butter, cream, ghee, vegetable oils, meal and fish liver oils. Vitamins. Vitamins are the chemical substances that help in maintaining a healthy body and are needed in small quantities. Vitamin A, D, E and K are fat soluble and can be stored in the body, whereas vitamin B complexes and vitamin C are water soluble forms. They cannot be stored for longer period of time in our body. Different vitamins perform different functions in our body. For example, vitamin A, it promotes growth, vision. It is present in butter, egg yolk, milk, carrots, etc. Vitamin D, it helps in the body to absorb calcium and phosphorus, which aids in the formation of bones and teeth. It is present in fish liver oil, milk, egg, etc. Vitamin E prevents the oxidation of vitamin A. It is present in meat, milk and whole wheat. Vitamin K, it helps in blood clotting mechanisms during injury. It is present in cabbages, spinaches and leafy vegetables. Vitamin B complex. These vitamins are necessary for healthy functioning of brain, nerves and muscles. It is present in wheat, rice and liver. Vitamin C, it helps in fighting against diseases like common cold, scurvy, throat infection. It is present in oranges, tomatoes, lemon and guava. Next is mineral salt. Mineral salts are needed in the diet in small quantities. They are obtained from table salt, green vegetables and fruits. Some important minerals are number 1 calcium. They are required for strengthening of bones and teeth. Phosphorus, they are required for the conduction of nerve impulses. Third is iron. Iron is required for formation of hemoglobin and RBC, that is red blood cells. Now dietary fibers. Dietary fibers are necessary for smooth movement of food in the alimentary canal. They provide bulk roughage to remove the undigested waste during defecation. Apart from all these nutrients, water is also important as it is required for the absorption of all these nutrients. They also helps in the body to get rid of toxic waste through urine and sweat. अब हमने इतने सारे nutrients के बारे में तो पढ़ लिया. Now all these nutrients are required in right proportion and in right quantity, because too much of a nutrient or too less of a nutrient harms our body. The diet that contains all the principal constituents of food in appropriate quantities required by the body is called as balanced diet. Remember, balanced diet. In other words, balanced diet is the diet that nourishes the body with sufficient amount of nutrients required by our body. Balanced diet comprises the components like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals and sufficient amount of water. Each of these nutrients we have already studied and we know their functions. Therefore, all these nutrients are required in right quantity in the body to function properly. Now, do you think the balanced diet you eat is same as the balanced diet of your parents? Similarly, do you think the balanced diet of your parents is same as your grandparents? Obviously no. The nutritional requirement of the body depends on the age as well. For example, growing children require more of proteins. Similarly, women after reaching the age of 35-40 requires more minerals like calcium in their body. Pulses, groundnuts, soya beans, sprouted seeds, fermented foods such as idli, spinaches, sattu, available vegetables, all these foods provide many nutrients. Therefore, one can eat a balanced diet without expensive food materials. Eating the right kind of food is necessary. Similarly, the food should be cooked properly. Do you know that when the food is cooked, some of the nutrients gets lost? Similarly, washing of vegetables and fruits after cutting them results in the loss of some vitamins. Now, let's talk about deficiency diseases. Now, many of you like Maggi, right? क्या होगा अगर आप रोज़ ब्रेकफास्ट, लंच एंड डिनर में तीनों टाइम आप अगर सिर्फ मैगी खाएंगे? Do you think that it would affect your body? The answer is obviously yes. It would lead to deficiency of other nutrients your body is not getting. Now, what is deficiency? Deficiency of one or more nutrients can cause diseases or disorders in our body. Diseases that occur due to lack of nutrients over a long period of time are called as deficiency diseases. Suppose a person does not get enough protein in his food for a longer period of time, then he is likely to have a stunted growth, swelling of face, discoloration of hair, skin diseases and diarrhea. Similarly, deficiency of different vitamins lead to different diseases. For example, deficiency of vitamin A leads to loss of vision. Deficiency of vitamin B leads to beriberi. Deficiency of vitamin C leads to scurvy. Similarly, deficiency of minerals which are required in smaller quantity also causes deficiency diseases, like iodine leads to goiter, deficiency of iron leads to anemia. So students, to conclude this chapter, we learn about various nutrients, what makes a balanced diet and then deficiency of diseases. I hope you all enjoyed today's learning and would eat balanced and healthy diet. If you have any doubt, you can go to the following link.